And welcome back to the Moderately Idiotic Podcast with two moderate idiots
Hello, folks.
coming back. We had, as
As usual.
hey, look, if we had one of those signs that says, how many days in between accidents,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got a couple months in there.
Six,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like once a week.
Right.
I kind of hammered out a pretty consistent,
Right.
not losing an SD card or not hitting record.
Yeah.
But now we're back on track. We got the big 4th of July coming up weekend after next. We're still
Weekend
like
after
two,
next.
and that's what I was like, fuck, man, if I do find it, that's going to
Yeah.
be the one because we talk about America 250 on that.
Yeah.
So that's the one I'm going to release on 4th of July. So
Smart.
it still may be out there. It's probably with the other SD card where there's like hours,
Right.
like 100 hours of shit that we talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of these days I'm gonna find it.
Right.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully I find the 4th of July themed one beforehand.
Right.
But if I find the other one, then it's gonna be like the lost cards.
Right.
The lost SD card pods. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I'm just gonna upload them all. It won't be like it's gonna be like something on the page where it's like,
Yeah.
their own kind of like category. But yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah, trust me, I've got 20 of them in my iCloud, so I could easily clip up stuff and be like,
Right. Because, before we
gotta.
found our way back to the card. So, yeah. We got a lot of stuff that I want to cover because.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
It dropped on Disney today.
What's that?
Avatar.
Fire and Ash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashy Fire.
Me and my brother went and saw that in the theater.
Yep.
And,
It's Avatar.
right. It's Avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's it's incredibly visually stunning, no question.
Right.
I
No
see why
question.
these things take forever to make,
Yep.
right? I see why it takes 18 months of post-production to tune it all in. Because, look, first of all, when you have James Cameron, like, looking over the product, he's not putting anything out half-assed. He don't have to.
No, he doesn't have to.
You know what I mean? And Warner Brothers doesn't care
They don't care.
because they know they're going to make a ton of money. Even if it, by some measurements, it didn't do that well. Well, I'm not saying it didn't do well,
Right.
but
Yeah, it obviously did.
because, it had to hit a certain number
Right.
to get the fourth one, right?
Yeah, and it took 2 weeks longer than they wanted it to. It's like, that still hit the number, you idiot.
Right.
14 days after the
And
fact.
that's not counting, rentals and purchases and
Right.
merchandising. And, they're going to make money
They're
on
going
it.
to make it.
And so if it hits the mark, and and I'm excited about the fourth one because we're gonna get that. Well, at least he's kept giving us other
Right.
tribes.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You had the water tribe in the second one. You had the jungle tribe in the first one. You had
Fire
the
tribe.
fire tribe in the third one. Now
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
like that.
now we're gonna get like some like Asian avatars.
Yeah.
Dude, you imagine like 10-foot fucking samurais
That's
running around
Yeah, it's time for
the
that.
fucking forest, dude. With giant swords, made out of that bone coral shit that they use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out. If you haven't, look, I'm not
Right,
saying
you
it's
hadn't seen
bad.
it. Right, no, of course
I'm
not.
not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it's just
Right.
it's gonna be what you expect. It's gonna be incredibly beautiful.
Right.
It's gonna look like real shit. You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
as
never-
real as it can get. I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all know it's CGI.
Uncanny Valley, yeah.
Right, but it's worth a watch. So the first thing is,
Start with the Spurs.
well, yeah.
Or
Look, Spurs lost.
Spurs
They were a
lost.
young team.
R.I.P.
You know what I mean? I think maybe like one person on the team besides like staff
Right.
had like finals experience.
Right.
So yeah, New York was due.
New York was due. And I'm not happy
I'm not-
about it, but
I don't hate the New York Knicks.
right. I don't like their fans.
I would never go to a game.
Never.
Not even a regular season game.
No, never.
Look, I'll never. No regular season, playoffs, finals in New York.
Right. Nope.
Fuck all the way off.
Right.
I mean, unless I had money that I'm like getting into a limo or a fucking Sprinter van and just being like, it's got to be like an extraction. It's like you got like
That's
a SEAL
100%.
team pulling
Yes.
you out of like a terrorist encampment.
Yes.
And whisking you away for safety, right? Because you can't even enjoy the other team and go, because then you're going to get beat by a mob in the streets, right? And it's like, come on, New York, do better.
So the first 2 games played in San Antonio, and the Spurs lost, right? And nothing happened except for all of San Antonio went home sad, right?
Yeah.
And then the Knicks lost in New York, and they rioted.
Yeah, they burned down a city block or
some
shit.
And then the Knicks won in New York, and they rioted.
Did the same thing.
It's all, hey, man.
There was no change.
What's going on?
Win or loss, something's getting lit on fire.
And when they had
somebody's getting the shit kicked at. Yeah.
I'm like, one school bus was burned to the core, right? And then the other one was on its side, and you're like, hey, man, you guys won. Did y'all not watch the Times Square screen that was probably showing the game? Did you guys not watch it and go, oh, we won?
Oh, you weren't watching the final score?
It's like, what? They're like, no, we know. We're celebrating. It's like, you celebrated?
Are you sure?
2 kids' school buses?
Yeah.
That could have, I don't know. Maybe there was a kid in there. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
did you look?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
that's a problem.
You gotta have Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, I did load it up, I guess.
Yeah, if you were going to distract me from talking about the Spurs loss, you got Vanessa Kirby in Fantastic Four and ScarJo and Ghost in the Shell. I mean, I'm just kind of like trying to keep a train of thought, doing this and that.
That's my fault. My bad.
Looking back and forth at the multi-screen setup.
So let me say this real quick. I'll make it quick, but I told Nicole when they made it, when it was down to the playoffs, I said, you know what I want? I want the Spurs to win the Western Conference Finals because that'll prove their actual worth. I said, I don't care if they win the finals. And she's like, why? I was like, because I don't know that they're ready for it. I don't think they have the maturity. I said, but I do want them to beat Oklahoma, Warriors, all Clipper, any of the annoying teams here. And I was like, if they can prove their worth, I said, I'll already know that they're the best because the West has a better conference than the East. It's good to go. I said, but I think they might be too immature, and that's not a mean thing. I just mean they don't have the experience. They have the skill and the talent, but not.
If it wasn't for like that one guy who's like 31.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Their average age would be like 22.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? That one guy in his 30s bumps it up to like 23, 24.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He changes the...
Yeah, by 2 years. You know what I mean?
So I was... When they won that, I was so excited and so happy. And I'm like, I want that shirt. I want that hat because I'm proud of them for that.
Yeah.
But then they do this, and I was like, I don't think they... And then when I saw how they were handling him, and then they lost a 30-point, 27-point lead, I was like, okay, yeah, you can't. You genuinely don't deserve to win.
Look, you can. I mean, it's easy to excuse it for lack of experience, right, in big games, right?
That's it. They don't have the experience to deal with the pressure.
And also, understandably, you have a 7-8 giant alien that's going to be your center for the next. And they've already signed him to like some kind of big extension that like doesn't even happen for like another year before he starts getting like big money.
Right.
He's still on like a rookie contract. Right. And see, and that's the problem now. The NBA in their collective bargaining agreement and how they allow you to structure contracts and trade is that they don't want another Miami Heat 2012.
Right. Nobody needs that.
They don't want another Golden State Warriors, 2015 on. You know, like from 15, what was it? Dude, last time they won was like 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so the rush is now is they get a bunch of good young players who are still on low contracts.
Right.
The problem is when they do well and their contracts come up, now you got to start paying them, and the NBA is obscene. They're paying, like a guy that can come off the bench for 11 minutes is pulling in fucking $20 million a year because they have these massive TV contracts and the basketball. I mean, that's why the NFL has a cap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because football is just not globally,
right.
Loved like basketball. I mean, it's huge in China.
Yeah.
It's kind of like baseball in Japan.
Soccer,
you know what I mean?
basketball, right.
Yeah, soccer and basketball are like the big.
Dude, that's why we have Russian players since the 80s. It's like,
that's why you get a Luka. That's why you get,
Ming.
Yeah, Yao. That's why you get
Lin.
Lin. I can't remember the San Antonio's guy. The French giant.
Yeah. Oh, why did it just slip me?
I'm telling you, dude.
God, dude, we're getting too old.
Welcome to 50.
I know, dude. Seriously.
You can't remember shit. But anyway, and then, you see his immaturity in the post-press conference.
Oh, 100%.
Like, see you never. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I'm
when
like,
he throws the mic,
first of all,
like, God bless,
first of all, who is saying that?
A foreigner.
You know what I mean? That was like some shit that we said as kids. Like, smell you later. You might as well just fucking have said that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
See you never. I was like, okay, dude.
Yeah, he was.
And that just shows that he's like fucking 20 years old. You know what I mean? And he's got all these people like stroking his ego.
Yeah.
And, ushering him in like the next, greatest player in the NBA, which he very well may be, but I mean, you just see it now. And then when you put that in consideration along with the other young people on there, because, I mean, I don't want to get into a LeBron Jordan debate, but
right.
Jordan didn't start winning championships until he was like in his late 20s.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so he had more experience, more maturity.
He was ready.
And, flat out, Jordan was just a killer.
Right.
Period. Jordan, Kobe. Those are the two guys in like the last 30 years that had like a and look, and for your wife's sake, I'll throw in Curry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that guy knew when he had to make the big shots.
Yeah.
And he did it. And you don't get 4 rings if you're not, have that. And look, one could argue LeBron has 4 rings.
Sure. Took him 40 years to do it, but yeah.
But he had to have a super team around him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
in 2 decades.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm excited for him from next year.
Me too.
I think Pop needs to have a little sit down with the French giant and be like, hey, man, you can't say that shit. You got to be graceful. We don't do that shit in San Antonio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see,
there's other wild shit going on in San Antonio. But the fucking Spurs are locked down until Pop dies.
This is how we roll it.
Yeah, we're fucking gentlemen.
Dude, it reminds me of, though, like, it's the get ahead of yourself thing. And, man, if he would have kept a level head and had the right team, Kawhi had it going on. And then he didn't keep a level head and split. And then, it's like, I get that he won his championship, but then he faded away. But Canada, and then the one team, it's like, why do we even play? Why do we even let?
And then he gets relegated to the fucking Clippers. You know what I mean?
We get one, like, that one always weirds me out, right? We do it with baseball and basketball. We're like, oh, no, that's our Canadian team. It's like, hey,
all right, come on.
It's not. It's National Basketball Association. That is not our nation. Why are they here? Well,
but it's the World Championships, John.
And it's like, this makes no sense. And then we do it with baseball. We're like, oh, no, that's Toronto Blue Jays. It's like,
yeah, he went up to Canada and had fucking Drake in his face all the time. You know what I mean? He could have stayed in San Antonio.
But, like,
eventually would have been around when fucking, goddamn, I can't remember his fucking name to save my life.
I know, I got the whole crew. We got Ginobili.
Got Champagne. Got,
I don't know why I'm slipping on all that, man, because I loved that whole roster was good with Duncan and his crew, man.
Yeah.
It's Duncan's house.
Well, yeah, you had Duncan, you had Robinson, you had fucking Tony Parker.
Tony Parker was so good.
You had Ginobili. He was on the Spurs.
Was the best.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, man, Wembanyama. How come, where the fuck are we slipping on Wembanyama? Anyway, Wemby. Who is, 20 years old or 22.
Yeah. That's too.
But I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you just saw the immaturity and you saw why, they couldn't win
Yeah, yeah.
because, Jordan would have been like the Knicks. Jordan would have been, first of all, he'd have never let it get to 30 down.
No, it would have been insane.
You
He'd have
know.
murdered somebody if that would have happened.
Oh, yeah. You imagine that locker room if they'd have been down 30 points going into the fourth
And
quarter.
lost it?
Yeah, they'd be replaying that video now about how he was just
100%.
getting in everybody's ass about it. You know what I mean?
It would have been a horrible, but also, it just would have never, ever happened.
No, it would have never gotten that far.
I can't believe that was one of those ones where I was like, oh, cool, I don't even have to finish this game, right? We're 30 points ahead.
And look, and there's nothing against Mitch Johnson. I don't remember the coach and not remember fucking Victor Wembanyama.
Wemby.
Right. Look, had that been Popovich, it would have never gotten there either.
It's another skill. It's another experience thing. He's
sure.
a young coach.
He's got 5 himself.
Right.
He has 5. He's been in 5 NBA finals.
Right.
So, yeah, Pop would have never let it gotten that far. He'd be like, what the, hey,
what are you doing?
What the fuck you doing?
What are we doing here?
We got another quarter.
Right.
And you may think it's impossible.
Yep.
But guess what?
We've
been shown that it's not.
Very durable older team.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not a Knicks fan, and I never will be. But when you start watching, you're like, God, dude, your defense is on point, and you're aggressive. And they tried to do a lot of 90s ball with it.
Hey, man.
A lot of aggression.
And all the kudos to fucking Brunson.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dickhead, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you find out, I watched this YouTube video about how, because, I understand money.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody is a superstar. Right. So you want to get the max contract every time. And I understand that.
Right.
But this dude gave up $113 million.
Right.
To make sure that they could keep a team around him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not saying that's going to be forever.
Right.
Right? Because, hey, you just won New York the first NBA championship in 50 years.
50-something years, yeah.
You don't think at some point he's going to be like, hey,
especially
if they go back-to-back, you don't think there's going to be a renegotiation of his contract?
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. He's like, hey, I gave you a discount. I gave you 2 back-to-back championships.
Right.
Now it's time to pay up.
Yeah.
It's time for the Dolans to drop out and give that man some money.
For sure.
Pay that man his money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because and deserved. You give New York 2 championships, they're gonna build a fucking bronze statue in front of MSG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people like, oh, Ewing should have had one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. They had their chance. Unfortunately, they went up against our boys.
Right.
Well, my boys, the Rockets. Mm-hmm. They had Hakeem, and that stack, even with crazy ass Vernon Maxwell, they had a of course. The one caveat is that's when Jordan retired.
Yeah.
AKA served out a quiet suspension for gambling on NBA games, right? But yeah, it was kind of unseemly, but I mean, what do you expect from a 22-year-old who's, kind of everybody wants to interview him. Everybody thinks he's the next, coming of some kind of major superstar.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so Spider Noir. Oh, no. Sorry, you go.
No, this is the new Spider-Man trailer.
Right.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
It's kind of got me hyped.
It's got me hyped.
I mean, they got a lot of shit going on.
I know.
They got a lot of, and I agree with a lot of the other videos on YouTube, all the people breaking it down. It's going to kind of be like Fantastic Four, for an instance of having, there's going to be a montage of kind of Spidey doing his thing in New York. So he's going to take on other threats like Scorpion and Rhino and all that kind of shit, right? And that's cool. And I liked how they did it in Fantastic Four. They didn't eat up a lot of the movie. It was kind of like in the beginning of them kind of handling, kind of, handling threats coming against, New York. And so I'm like, and that's cool. But then you get this whole mutating thing.
Here's what I liked. And I don't know how it fits in the timeline, but I also don't care. We got a real Hulk coming back, not whatever we had to deal with at the end of She-Hulk, where he's wearing like
yoga pants and shit,
a Tommy Bahama shirt, and little round John Lennon glasses, with his buddy surfing, right? Like, and he's like, oh hey. Instead, he's like, oh no, I keep this thing on me to keep me from, hulking out. And then you get a Hulk, and I was like, hey, that's the real Hulk. That's not this weird nerdy dork Hulk that we've had to deal with.
You know what's funny is that we get Smart Hulk in Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right, but it was clever, whereas in She-Hulk it was infuriating.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Well, I don't understand why it has to be where he had to be the Hulk, that version. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why couldn't they just? I mean, maybe they didn't think of it. Maybe it was some other. Because they got so many projects that are kind of like in the pipeline, and so somebody has to go over these things and go, well, you can't put this character in this movie because ABC. Because it'll may affect the story of this other movie that's being made, and I understand that, but why couldn't they especially when you kind of got the sense of what the Hulk and Banner, their relationship in Ragnarok, right? And so he gets, Wanda puts the hoodoo on him, and he fucking freaks out and destroys half of like some South African town or whatever.
Yeah.
And of course he goes because he feels himself too dangerous. So he jumps on the Quinjet, flies off to God knows where, ends up on that planet with Thor. And
awesome.
It was fine.
Yep.
And then we get like Smart Hulk, and which look, when I say this.
Right.
Because you have had to suffer through how much I profess my love for Endgame.
100%. Right.
Right?
Yes.
Could have done without Smart Hulk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Again.
You could have had some kind of thing on his arm then, or some kind of deal that he did where you just had Banner, right? And maybe later on in the movie when they take on Thanos, that he could fucking take that thing off, Hulk out, and throw it down.
Right.
I get it, but
instead we had
we get two Smart Hulks, right? We get him in Endgame, we get him in She-Hulk, and then now we're back in Spider-Man, and then now he's got a thing on his wrist, keeping his Hulk keeping him at bay.
Real cumbersome thing, by the way.
Yeah, it's like giant.
What's that about? I don't know why nobody acknowledged that. Like, I really wish that would have been the internet discussion. Was like, hey, why is it the size of like some sort of blaster?
I accepted that. Now that Tony Stark is dead in that world, and he didn't have access because that's the only good thing about if you're like part of the Avengers is that hey, you're going to get the best shit, right? Because Tony's making it,
right?
You're going to everything, and so his web shooters were all small and nanotech, and now he's making them themselves. Hey, still rad.
In this trailer, right? So it's coming out of him now, like it does in the real Spider-Man,
Maguire. Which they made
AKA
fun of. AKA
the real Spider-Man, but yeah. Right. So, dude.
Yeah.
I was so because that was a hilarious scene because he's like, does the, especially when they're like, does the web
come out of other places? Yeah.
Dude, that was so great. But then, like, it should have always come out. Like, I don't understand why that had to be a weird thing because it's like, bro, you got bit by a spider. You got all the spider powers. That would mean that you spin webs.
But of course, their explanation of that is that it's a different timeline. It's a different Peter. You know what I mean? Maguire.
So, I like
Garfield.
This one is now.
Garfield didn't have it coming out.
No.
Right? And him and Holland, they have it coming out. They have it. They had to build their own web shooters.
Build a web shooter.
And that's cool. And that's because they were trying to get away, which I don't understand why either.
Yeah.
But just, hey, look, if it's going to be, but see, then that's how they retcon it is by saying, well, in this universe,
right,
the spider affected And you look, and that could be explainable. Everybody's different, right?
Well,
Drugs affect everybody differently. Mutations might,
Right.
Affect everybody differently. And so, yeah, you can get that. I can get there on that.
Yeah.
But now they're going back to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, also, what's important is that spider could affect you in different ways. So, like, say you got bit while you were in utero, and and
You're gonna get another fucking Madam Web shit, dude.
oh, I'm sorry, did I?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Every time we talk Spider-Man, you got to bring up that horse shit. Right.
Technically, bringing up the spider, it's the same.
Let's not lose 40 minutes on talking shit about Madam Web. Right. Look, yeah. Granted, had Peter's mom been pregnant with him and she got bit by the fucking spider, and she don't get any powers, but it transfers in utero to young Peter, sure. But my thing is now is like, why are we on, like, I mean, look, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because is this opening? We don't even know if Holland's going to make any more Spider-Man movies after this.
Yeah, because he's leaning towards not.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, because he's all recommending some other kid as Spider-Man.
And look, I'm all for Morales. You know what I mean?
Me too, but why can't we go that route instead of, I don't want another Peter Parker type kid. I don't need another we deserve Morales, to be honest, at this point.
We do, especially if you're a fan of the Into the Spider-Verse.
They're amazing.
Bro.
That's 2 awesome movies.
2.
And the game is awesome. The Miles Morales video game is so cool.
And so, hey, look, if this is going to be Holland's last movie as Spider-Man, which, he's made a ton of money from it, okay, I get that. Look, Downey went through it.
Right.
Well, look, this is what we know. Downey and Evans made, Downey for sure. Evans, I'm sure, did well, right?
Yeah.
Hemsworth is the only one that don't give a fuck. He'll keep making Thor movies as long as Marvel keeps paying him. Yeah, dude, you know what I mean? He don't care.
He got something else.
He's like, well, I'll make another one. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
100%,
like,
dude.
As long as the check clears, he's going to show up and he's going to swing a hammer or an axe or whatever the fuck it is, and he's going to get that money. The thing is that I'm okay with that too, because even though they tried to kind of like kill the vibe of Thor with Love and Thunder,
right,
by making it like too funny, and doing too much,
right,
it wasn't enough to put people off of Hemsworth as Thor.
Nothing will.
You know what I mean?
It's the same thing.
When you listen to everybody, it was never about Thor.
No, it's the same thing as Hugh Jackman. You could make a bad Wolverine type movie, or
and they have,
and
right?
so you could be like, man, this, but the problem's never Hugh.
Never. It's never been Hugh. It's never been Hemsworth. You
2 Ghost Rider movies. It's like, no, Nick Cage wasn't the problem. It was your wacky ass movie, and then that one that was directed by crank directors. And it's like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, is Nick Cage a problem? It's like, no.
Nick
Cage isn't my problem.
Nobody's saying that it's Nick's problem at all.
it's this.
It was Taika.
Right.
Taika fucked up Love and Thunder by, 100%. Doing things too long or doing too much or bringing too much in. You don't really need too much with Thor. Just give him a powerful enemy. Right. Give him a little struggle.
Right.
Let him fucking get jacked. Because, you can't have... I mean, look, Fat Thor was funny.
Yeah.
But, they quickly went away from that once you got... Because that was the great part about... one of the few great parts of Love and Thunder was watching like Thor like turn his shit around. You know what I mean? And he
100%.
Just got fucking jacked.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that.
Okay with it.
And so my point, getting back around to my point is that guess who's coming back for Doomsday? RDJ.
Oh right.
And Evans,
yeah.
Right.
Right.
So one could assume that if Holland wants to break to do fucking creative shit, right, that eventually, but the point I'm trying to get to is that if they introduce a really good Miles Morales, I mean, Holland may not have to come back.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they give us a good Miles Morales Spider-Man,
right,
okay,
great.
Just
everybody'd love it. And
Sure.
there's this everybody in all the big Spider-Man comics right now, like not the animated ones as well as the books, but like the whole Spider-Gwen ghost chick
Yeah.
is huge in the comics, and in the Spider-Verse she's big, and in the animated series she's big, and it's like you can bring in both of these people, and people will be, but this, like, Miles Morales is legit due, just because it's a cool character with a good concept,
Right.
and this would be fun to see in live action.
And nobody, and that's the one thing where it was kind of already established as, like a non-white for the sake of
it's not
argument.
going to feel DEI.
It
not.
won't, right?
Everybody,
Especially if they really take their time casting.
Yep.
And they really give us a really cool kid. And, like they looked out with Holland when they wanted to reboot Spider-Man. They got him young.
Right.
He had the right build. He had the young kid vibe going on.
Yeah.
He had everything. If they luck out again, which I think if they cast enough and put out a call out, there's gonna be some super athletic kid. Well, hey, the kid from Stranger Things.
I was just about to use him. This kid from Stranger Things.
I read some deal where they showed some kind of Instagram video of him like doing gymnastics and shit.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
there you go, dude. He's popular.
If that kid works out, I'm okay with that if he wants to be Miles Morales.
Yeah, and look, man, we have been, and I'm not even saying this is his case, because if he's athletic, that's great. But he's already a fan favorite. He's already got a nerd culture following.
Right.
Right. But on the flip side, man, we've seen these things where you're like,
you already got Sadie Sink in this next Spider-Man movie,
100%.
and they had chemistry on Stranger Things. So why
Without a
couldn't they
doubt.
have the same chemistry in a Spider-Man?
And but we've had these awesome moments where we weren't sure, and then we were wrong, right? We weren't sure about Michael Keaton, and yet he became arguably, right?
And then 20 years later, he comes back and he's just as badass.
Just as bad. And we all, and for being honest, we were all like, Tobey Maguire's gonna be Spider-Man. Guess what?
Turns out, 2 movies. Second one, I still say
That's the best
is
Spider-Man.
arguably still the best Spider-Man in all Spider-Man movies.
It should be inarguably, right? It's just
3.
that good.
You know what I mean? It could be last.
It's rough, right?
Right?
Yeah. It's rough. You know what I
Hardy
mean?
is Venom. Great.
Great.
Hardy for a hot second was in the 616. Technically, the symbiote is still in the 616. If you look at the end of No Way Out,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Out as a costume movie from the 90s, if you don't know, because we're
Yeah.
old as fuck. Yeah, so having that dude
Never
be a
back
Miles, having that kid play a new Miles Morales, or not a new, but
Right.
be
yeah,
introduced as Miles Morales in his universe, I'm 100% on board. I
And
think
it's not going to feel jarring. Like,
no.
it's not going to feel jarring like Falcon becoming Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay, that was jarring, and it's fine. It's fine, and Harrison Ford. There you go. He's Hulk or whatever.
Red Hulk.
But
Okay.
it would feel smooth. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
It would
it would
just
be a
be
lot.
like,
Yeah,
hey, dude.
use a perfect word. It'd be a lot less jarring.
A lot less jarring.
It, like
Just-
like Bernthal's Punisher.
10.
Nobody skipped a beat.
Give me a 6-second cameo.
Where's
at the
Peter?
End.
You don't know where Pete is? Is that what you know, Miles?
Yeah,
You don't
dude.
know where Pete is?
He's look, man. Give me a 6-second cameo. Give it the second. It's the second post-credit scene or
Sure.
something, right? And there's just a kid tagging, and then like Spider-Man swoops down and lands and looks at him or whatever, and does like that head tilt that Spider-Man does.
Yeah.
And then the kid turns around and he's holding the pan, and then he takes off running with a hoodie. You're all
Miles
Miles
Morales.
And they don't even have to show his face. They can
Yeah.
actually do the thing where you don't know who actor it is, because like who cares at that point? You could
Right.
just have like hoodie, spray can.
We're getting into that territory of where we want something so much.
Play
Yeah.
that song, and then you're all
Where we want something so bad and we're okay with the rumors. Because, I mean, I really haven't heard of any other, kid that, could play Miles Morales.
right.
Famous anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this kid, we know. we like.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
loved them in Stranger Things.
Loved him in Stranger Things.
We, you know, we love Sadie Sink. We love the skater, you know, fucking 80s chick,
100%,
tough as
dude.
nails, right?
Love that. Yes.
Now she's going to be playing Jean Grey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
So,
all awesome.
I mean, you know, bring, you know, everybody except, you know, look, I don't have nothing against Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, we could dial it back.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
I don't need another Enola Holmes.
No.
We don't need a trilogy.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Even though, you know, Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
It's like, in what universe or what book was fucking Sherlock jacked to the gills, busting out of a fucking suit?
Just couldn't even fit.
You know what I mean?
He really couldn't fit. Like, the buttons weren't working.
Hey, look, you think he could have the dexterity and the agility of RDJ in those movies? He couldn't move. He's fucking locked down in his shoulders, you know? That's why he didn't do any grand gestures during his cameos in those two Enola Holmes movies, because they would just rip through the fucking suit. He'd Hulk out and fucking start busting the back of his suit.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, what do we, yeah. Look, I'm not saying that, you know, I didn't, look, she was all right in Electric State.
Sure, man.
It wasn't the greatest movie.
Right.
But it wasn't the worst.
No. Effects were cool. It was a very cool plot. Yeah.
I think her and Pratt had a pretty good, like, on-screen kind of, you know, relationship that worked.
Dude,
there's a lot of other things about that movie to complain about than those two.
We already have Hopper in the MCU.
Yeah.
We got half the Stranger Things cast is already
the Finn kid, I don't know where you'd put him. Gayton, don't know where you'd bring him in.
Who cares? But
unless they make Gayton the new fucking what's his face, the Maui kid, the Peter's homeboy, the man in the chair from the Holland movies.
Oh yeah, his buddy.
Yeah,
he'd be great as that.
They could make Gayton like the new guy in the chair. Yeah. I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? Because look, they already got chemistry. They've already worked together. They already have like this fun kind of like jovial, joking relationship. I can see it translating, and he can play a smart kid. I mean, he did it on Stranger Things.
Yeah, you could squeeze even. It'd kind of be quirky to put Finn in. The lead actor of Stranger Things go to hell. Whatever his name is. What's the kid's name? That's
Finn Wolfhard.
No, he's fine. It's the actual kid, the one that was missing. That's the whole story.
Oh yeah. Will, right? Or whatever that was his character's name.
No idea what that guy's name is in real life, right?
No.
And it was supposed to be his story, but we fell in love with fucking Eleven and Finn and Gayton, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that kid is perfect. And so you're like, hey,
he's a great actor.
And then you're like, hey, no, it's Will's story. It's like, yeah, we don't.
Is it? Is it though?
Riri, right? We don't care.
Don't care.
So, like, as much as they want to be,
and it has nothing to do with anything that anybody might think it does with.
Nope. No, it's because you can't act.
Hey, look, man, we can't have just blank stares for every emotion. You know what I mean? We gotta have some we gotta have some expressive eyes. We gotta have some real emotion, and she just could not manufacture it.
Tell that to Steven Seagal, who was marked for death.
Oh, hey, look.
Hey, he's got one emotion, baby.
Nobody gave a shit. It's because when he was fucking Aikitoing the hell out of everybody and driving fucking Ford fastbacks and had the coolest guns. Nobody gave a shit about his, fringe jacket that he wore in the fire down below.
With a Buddhist
nobody gave about his shiny fucking, Chinese garb that he wore in Glimmer Man. Nobody gave a shit because he was fucking people up.
I'm just the Glimmer Man.
Yeah. He was Special Forces. They nicknamed him the Glimmer Man. I was like, man, I don't know if I'd say Glimmer.
Nobody told you I was hard to kill?
Yeah.
Like, they should make a noise every time he says the name of the goddamn movie. What's up? It's just an exit wound.
It goes, because I've been watching. We'll get back to Spider-Man, but just to touch on Seagal for a second. I've been watching Miami Vice on Tubi.
Oh yeah.
And another thing, I know we always glaze fucking Tubi,
dude,
but I fucking love it.
I fucking love it.
The movie that comes on afterwards could be God knows what.
How about that?
Right, but So I've been watching like the old TV series Miami
yeah.
Vice on Tubi, and it's horrible.
Right.
But you know what's not horrible? Watching a fucking handsome Don Johnson driving around in a Ferrari and a
It's the
fucking
best.
white suit and
The coolest music
the
playing.
coolest 80s music playing and fucking nighttime Miami. You know what I mean?
Dude.
It's the greatest. And
Pinnacle. Yeah.
Michael Mann, you know, like some of the gun stuff is kind of crazy, which you see an evolution of Michael Mann with firearms, how it evolved over from Miami Vice
Yeah.
to Heat to the remake of Miami Vice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
Can't
love
wait
it.
for that new Miami Vice, really.
Nah,
Forward to that.
I don't.
Are you sure? What are you talking about?
I have no interest.
It's
Not even a little bit.
Michael B. Jordan. Right?
Don't. Hey, look.
Hey.
No shade on Michael B. I just don't need him playing Rico Tubbs. You know what I mean? And I don't need that other fuckface playing fucking goddamn. What's Crockett? I don't need him being Sonny Crockett, dude. Farrell was fine. Farrell
Right.
made a great Crockett.
Great Crockett.
Fucking, you
Fucking
know.
Elvis is not Crockett.
No.
And I adore that guy. But
I do too. I loved him as fucking Fade Ralph in fucking Dune. You know what I mean?
Yes. Loved it.
But the outsiders, fuck off.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Elvis, okay.
Right.
But he hadn't shook that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just watched I know we'll talk about this. I'll get back to this later, but let's finish up.
Yeah.
Excited about Spider-Man.
Right.
Brand new day.
Yeah. Excited.
It looks rad. The only thing that I'm concerned about is this kind of like this mutation, but by all the trailers, I mean, it's just gonna be
excited.
full of crazy shit going on. He's gonna be fighting, and it's gonna be cool. And I hope it makes a lot of money. And
Yeah.
if this is Holland's last film, I hope it
Swan
goes
song.
out. Yeah, I hope it goes out with a bang. I hope they give us a post credit of Miles Morales. You know what I mean?
Really deserve it. Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit that he's black. I don't care.
Care less.
Because I fell in love with him from the animated.
Loved
You
it,
know what I
man.
mean?
So
And if
good.
they decide to go with this kid from Stranger Things, I'm fucking
I'm
there
all
for
in.
it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking, it's like another topic that I had on the list that I sent you
Yeah.
is, we'll jump up one.
Okay.
Okay, they're making an Ocean 11 prequel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we need it?
No. And I watched the trailer. And
Is there already a trailer?
no, I'm sorry. I was watching the thing about it.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. And I don't need it.
I don't. It doesn't spark
Yeah,
any
yeah.
excitement.
Yeah. I was watching.
And hey, look,
I don't know if it's a break.
I
one of those
love a good
breakdowns,
heist movie.
but
I love a great heist movie. And Ocean's 11, the original was a great one.
yeah.
2, 3, much better. You know what I mean?
I'm reading the plot. That's what it was. They were. It was. I can't remember what they were. What all they showed. But while I was watching the thing, I was like, wait a second, what's happening here? And it's like, yeah, it's gonna follow them in the '60s or whatever era. I forgot what era they were saying, but whatever era this is, they're like, oh, are they in Monaco or something? And they're like con artist parents.
Right.
And it's like it was going into and I was like, what?
You know what?
And they're like, you'll have a little Danny Ocean misfit. It's like, oh, that little mischievous.
I don't care.
I'm like, what?
I don't need that. You know what I need? I need them to do what Madam Web should have done.
Right.
Just made the movie
Just
without
make
Spider-Man.
A movie without Spider.
They just need to make a 1960s era heist movie.
Right.
They don't need to fucking put an Ocean's anything on it.
And if they did want to do that, do it at the very end, and then they come back and have to change their name. Maybe do it like a quirky, funny thing, like a nod at the very end where they're back in America and they have
Right.
the son, and they're like, oh, what's his name? They're like, Danny. And then it pans to like the birth certificate, and it says Danny Ocean, and they're like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But this whole thing where they're like, no, you're gonna understand why he's a swindling suave because Bradley Cooper's his dad, and it's like,
To be fair,
what?
don't even need that.
I don't care.
Just give me a like.
I do like
I
a
don't
heist film,
I don't care what era it's in.
right?
From fucking I don't care if they're robbing fucking stagecoaches.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just
Yep.
give us a good heist movie.
Love it. Agreed.
And you don't need to attach a
Just some guy.
look, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 8, go fuck yourself.
Right. I'm
Right.
sure there's some sort of. There's two things. There's a guy who's obsessed with like tying shit in, and then there's also some sort of rights issue
Our
where they're like,
resident
"Hey,
movie executive Chad.
yeah, Chad's up there going, hey, we haven't done anything with the Oceans franchise," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Actually, we're gonna lose it in 6 months if we don't do something."
First of all,
And
you
they're
got
like,
you
"Oh,
got that dude from Narcos, the guy that played
Right.
Escobar.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Margot Robbie. You got
Yep,
Bradley
Bradley
Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And you got whoever else.
I forgot what else I read, but
Right.
yeah, dude, it
Hey, look, those three names alone would be enough for me to buy into a heist movie in the '60s,
Right.
and then having those in there.
Right.
You don't have to draw me in with making it an Ocean's 11 prequel.
yeah,
Just
know.
give us a fucking suave, smooth, '60s era fucking heist movie.
Right.
I don't need it to have Ocean's anything attached to it.
It's
just
annoying.
just give us a great movie.
but they can't do it for some reason. They always have to do this shoehorning BS, and it sucks. It sucks every time. It's never been awesome. It's always been confusing.
Right.
I was watching that. Man, what's the name? Was it the original movie was like in the 90s, and it's that sleep experiment, but then they go in and then they like it's like Kiefer Sutherland was in it,
Oh, Flatliners?
Flatliners, and then they went and remade it, but then they were like, oh, we remade it, but it's not really a remake. It's actually that program still exists, and now here they are at MIT.
Don't need
and
it.
then,
Just give us another movie.
and here's a doctor oh look, the doctor's Kiefer, and you're like, hey, you could have not. Hey, we didn't need. Why'd you do
if
this?
you look, it was kind of like, and I know Madam Web is the benchmark
Right.
of what not to do.
Benchmark of what not to do.
Right. That movie could have fell in a long line of great early 2000 movies like Premonition, Stir of Echoes,
Right.
all these great movies that happened that wasn't attached to some big franchise. Because it's like, look, you want to make a movie, right?
Right.
And so this guy goes, "Hey man, I got this idea about this really slick,
Right.
great 1960s heist movie."
Yeah, we got a script here.
Right.
Right.
And maybe they don't have any actors attached,
Right.
right? And so they're pitching it to Chad, the
Right.
ambiguous fucking movie executive, that it's either the most brilliant or total horseshit.
And right.
Right?
Yes.
And they're like, "Hey, you know what?" And so they go to Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
And they're pitching this movie. And Chad goes, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Right? Because you know what though? What if we made it an Ocean's 11 universe movie?
What?
We could get behind that, right? We'll
What?
make Danny's dad and mom like doing heists, and then
Oh.
those two are together.
What?
Yeah, right?
Ocean's Verse? We're doing.
Yeah, right. Ocean's verse. Ocean's verse.
I don't think that's a good
We don't need that.
idea, Chad.
We already have it. It's 2 for 3.
And he goes, "Hey, check it out. We'll put in 60 million of our own dollars if you make it an Ocean Verse."
Right.
And then they
You
call
really
want
want to make this movie? You really
Right.
want to make this movie? Right? We signed a 2-picture deal with Cooper.
Right.
We still owe him one after a Star is Born remake.
Yep.
Why don't we give him another fucking prequel, remake, bring him into a universe? Hey, he's not The Rock.
Right.
You can't bring The Rock into anything and try to like save a franchise, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Rock, I mean, he's not batting 1,000 either.
Right.
Right? See, and that's where I think, because, they want to try to maximize the amount of money. And I understand that
Sure.
successful movies means more movies. We talked about it with Fire and Ash.
Right.
They want a number. If they spend $100 million on the budget, it's got to make, I don't know, $500-600 million in order to be deemed successful, right? Even when they put in marketing and everything.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, if I could, kind of wax poetic on fucking marketing.
Right.
Why are you even marketing anymore? Just fucking make a trailer, put it on YouTube.
Right.
Done. Put it
Done.
on Instagram.
Done.
Put it on Facebook,
It-
Twitch.
It does its,
X, whatever
it
the
does
fuck
its
ever.
job for you.
Yeah.
If it's done, if it's good, it does its job for you.
Who?
Dude.
I remember when I was trying to buy all the Entertainment Weekly before Endgame came out
Yes.
because they had like 7 covers or 6 covers of the
Right.
Avengers, right? And I was kind of like wanting to see all the behind the scenes, but nobody's buying magazines anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Everybody's looking at that shit online.
But you know that
Marvel has its own fucking YouTube channel.
If you have a compelling, if you have a compelling trailer, you don't have to have anything else. And a proof of something weird like that is that like we both have been inundated at some point with those Sophia Isella videos where it's like, hey, she's done no marketing. It's just been like, wait, what's happening here? It's like, no,
I don't even know why I'm on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then everybody in the world's like, oh, who's this chick? It's like, there's no marketing budget for that.
And granted, they didn't have to do a lot because like the first Instagram clip I saw, I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling about this.
But I'm feeling something.
I'm kind of like, I'm kind of turned on. I'm kind of not.
Kind of not.
Still kind of turned on.
It's a funny.
Don't really understand why I feel the way I feel, but that's because she's a fucking enigma.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's just it. You do a good thing. It's like, hey, man.
But like this new Spider-Man trailer, hey, man, you don't have to go take out full page ads and fucking Variety or whatever.
Everybody.
I shared it to fucking you.
Right?
You
know
what I mean?
I sent it to Nigel. It's like,
it's word of mouth, except now it's word of thumbs. You know what I mean?
Hey, check it. You seen this yet?
Yeah, check it. It might be the fucking raddest thing.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know why they're spending all that money. I mean, there's YouTube in China.
Yeah.
There's YouTubes in India. There's YouTube in any of these fucking giant market. Yeah. Just fucking release a trailer, put it on your YouTube channel, get it. I mean, maybe pay a little money. But see, that's the thing, right? People like us and other rabid fans who are waiting for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now since...
Here's what you're waiting for.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Speaking of that.
Doomsday, that's a good caveat into my next topic.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Yeah.
Vanessa Kirby.
I love that robot.
Look, man, I loved everything about Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So Doomsday, Joe Russo, one of the directors, says Doomsday will be the most mature and emotional complex of the movie of the franchise.
So before you say anything else, I'm wondering this. I'm wondering if they go, oh, wait, these things have been going on so long that we have kids now that are turning 19 and 20 who have grown up with it, but in a way that now they're adults.
Right.
And so they're like, well, no 8-year-old or 12-year-old is going to go see the new Avengers because now it's going to feel like this thing that's been on for, it's like a James Bond thing.
Right.
So it's like this franchise. They're like, oh, yeah, my parents used to watch these. And so now they got to do like the most mature version to appeal to instead of like He-Man that was like, we're making a kids movie.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's make a complex movie for people who watch Apple TV movies.
Right.
I'm wondering. Anyway, go on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, because they try to make a movie for everybody, right?
Right.
Because we'll take you, for instance, because I don't have children.
Right.
Right? Doomsday's come out.
Right.
You're off a day. Lincoln's off.
Right.
He'll be out for holidays or whatever, maybe.
Right.
Hey, man, we're just going to slide over to the local cinema and go see Doomsday, right? So he's there for the action.
Yep.
Right? He's there to see, it's kind of like when you took him to see Mortal Kombat, right? He knew the locales, he knew all the characters, right? And that was from video games, right? And that's fine, but they also got to give a little bit to the parent that's taking them to it, right?
I need something.
And we've been locked in with this shit since 2008.
Right.
We're in. We're in. Right? Even with the ups and downs, right?
Yeah. All of them.
We got to know, especially now since they're drawing us all back in with Chris Evans returning as Captain America and RDJ returning as Doom.
Right.
Maybe Slash, Iron Man from another universe.
Yeah, dude,
there was rumors that fucking Tom Cruise is showing up because he was like in the running.
Yeah, that'd be so
for
badass.
Iron Man before they went with Downey.
I'm so badass would be. But yeah, no, dude, we're so in that like, hey man, I went through Moon Knight and Echo, okay, and Riri's Dick, whatever that. It's like, hey man,
Yeah.
come on,
Ironheart.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, look. Yeah.
Yeah, Iron.
And then they bring back the Russos, and it just all shows you that they had to get out because it's a cost benefit analysis. Analysis, right? We can't fork over fucking $100 million to Downey after it's all said and done, right? Because that loses on the profits for the movie for the studio.
Yeah.
Right? We can't lose out for however much money the Russos are getting on the back end for being directors and executive producers and fucking whatever. Right? And the same thing that happened with Evans, right? Because with more success comes more money. Right? That's the long and short of it.
Right.
And so when Marvel or Disney doesn't want to cough up the money, oh, well, I want to step back and do more creative things, right?
Yeah.
Lucky for Downey is that his fucking Dr. Doolittle shit took a dump.
Right.
And wasn't that critically or, financially successful.
Right.
Right. And then Marvel started just fucking whiffing on a bunch of projects, Secret Invasion, and that horse shit.
Right.
Right. Captain America and Winter Soldier. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ironheart. Nobody gave a fuck. We all burned it down to the ground because it was just shitty and all over the place, right?
What was it?
Captain America, Brand New World, kind of okay. Didn't like fucking Han Solo as fucking Red Hulk, right?
No, it just didn't make sense.
And so they finally were like, look, we're hemorrhaging money.
Right.
We need to bring back the OG Avengers, right? Everybody except Scarlet, which I think in some circles we don't know for sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? She might.
What? Okay. Yeah.
And so now we're kind of like, now it's like, oh man, we got to bring back the big guns. We got to bring back Downey. We got to bring back Evans. We got to bring back Russo. And so it's a big swing. And, I don't know, man. I'm more excited. I'm more stoked. And then maybe when we get some more trailers.
Right.
Because it's coming out in December.
Yeah.
They're going to start marketing here probably at the end of summer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where they're going to start getting everybody excited. So if we finally get a full-fledged trailer and it don't look like dog shit, and maybe we get a little bit more of what the story's going to be, maybe I'll be more excited. Right. But right now, I'm still apprehensive, man. I don't know if I'm fully committed. Because up until after Endgame, they were just nailing it one after the other.
That and it's I don't even mean it as a mean like resting on the laurels. It just I feel it as this like they
blowing a 30-point lead.
Right. Yeah. Where they were like, we can't lose. And it's like, no, it turns out you still have to do stuff. Like you can't just give me, and don't get me wrong, dude, I have watched the Black Panther 2 thing several times.
Oh yeah.
And there are things I like about it, but at the same time you're like, hey man, you should have just held off 2 more years and then recast and then just done a thing like here's his funeral, right?
Right.
And then here's the spirit that takes over the new dude. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? There was a way to solve this and you took a weird route.
You didn't need to give Wakanda a navy.
Yeah, dude. So it's an odd thing to where you're like, oh, it turns out, and somebody at Marvel should have been, hey guys,
they thought they were too big to fail.
We actually do just still have to make a good movie first, and then connect it, right? And then they can call up Sony and go, hey, this Craven Madam Web problem, right? Turns out you got to make a good movie first, and then if it connects, cool. But if not, leave it as it is.
Yeah.
But instead, they're like, nah, dude, look, we're gonna squeeze. Hey, so Jared Leto and Michael Keaton and Tom Hardy and Madam Web are all going to do it. And it's like, stop.
And then they had that abomination of Craven to throw into the mix.
Worst.
That it was like it has to be broken down in film school at some point in the future of how not to create a universe.
Yeah. And that's not Anya Taylor-Scott's fault, whatever his name is.
Who?
It's what's his name? The guy who plays Craven. He's got the same name as the chick.
Fuck, what's his name?
I always confuse it with her.
Yeah,
she's Anya Taylor something, and he's
Taylor Johnson or whatever. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that
I'm the
guy.
worst.
I loved him.
I got
I
no
liked
problems with
Hey,
him.
he was great in Bullet Train. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. Yeah.
He's got good chops. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not saying
Hey, man.
he was good as Quicksilver before they,
Before
fucking
they bastardized it.
perforated him in fucking Age of Ultron.
Right.
You know
But
what I mean?
he was also, dude,
Aaron
jacked.
Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. He's also jacked.
Yeah.
And did he look like Craven?
Sure.
Yep. Was it a garbage film?
You know,
Yes.
what's crazy with that movie, and I don't know, I really didn't dig too deep. I didn't know how many of the reshoots there were, but, there's a certain point of Craven where it looked like two different movies got
100%.
spliced together.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I
And-
call that the sound of thunder. But anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's where that kind of almost threw me off of like this new season, not the first season of Daredevil Reborn.
Right.
Because that went through massive reshoots.
Massive reshoots.
Luckily, it was enough, and they kind of pieced it together where they kind of like, you kind of look past that, and you like the idea of the story.
When you had like one episode that was just a court trial, you're all like, this feels weird.
Yeah. When you find out that was going to be like the first 5 episodes of like you're going to get Daredevil Law and Order, nobody's trying to see that.
Wants that.
Nobody. We want them in a hallway whooping ass.
With a strobe light effect happening for some reason every time. That's all I want.
Don't stray away from the formula. You know what I mean? It was kind of like when they were, doing this Punisher, and they're trying to, they're putting Punisher into Brand New Day, and you're like, how's this going to work?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we love the foul mouth, ultra violent Frank Castle that Netflix gave us.
100%.
How do you give us that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that's the Frank Castle we love. That's what was in the comic books. That's what Netflix brilliantly did when they produced that series for them.
Right.
I mean, are they gonna fucking neuter Frank Castle?
Right. I just watched that new one again. I just watched
the One Last Kill.
Last Kill. Yeah. I just watched it again when he fucking blows that dude's head off at the end. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, hey, he killed my dog too, and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
You're like,
oh, you don't say.
All right.
Pow.
Don't give this new haircut.
And
guy
how
a
we
reason.
supposed to put him in a PG-13 Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, tough
you
sell.
know what I mean?
Right, yeah. But this reminds me of something though. You hit on something real quick about what we actually want, the formula, right?
Yeah.
And we should have learned our lesson in like 1986. But Superman 3.
Yeah.
With Christopher Reeves, he loses his powers. And so for like half the movie, Superman has no powers.
Right.
And that's arguably the worst Superman. And
Agreed.
it's like, hey man, I don't know how to tell you this. We want to see Superman.
We want to see Christopher Reeves flying
I
around,
don't want to
laser
see
vision,
Spider-Man lose
the
his
hell
powers.
shit up. Yeah.
Right? I don't want to see Jessica Jones lose her powers. That was a stupid addition.
Right. How it would come in and out, because she had a kid.
Stupid.
I mean,
hey,
if
learn
you look
your
at,
lesson.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Just say
learn your lesson.
It's like this thing with Peter Parker that's coming up in Brand New Day.
Right. And there's a chance they do something weird.
He has power. He has power before. He's not he kind of. I don't know if he loses his powers or is just that his abilities change.
When are we going to learn that's not that abilities change and's fine. That lose the power superhero shit has to stop because there's some director who's an auteur who's like, when I was in film school, I actually made a Spider-Man movie where, he was bit by the spider and had the confidence, but he didn't have any powers. It's like, that's cute,
off.
man. And I'm cool. I'm glad
I want to see him fucking catching cars, keeping a fucking train together, keeping a fucking, ferry boat together.
Look, James Gunn, you fuck. You know what if Superman was bad? It's like, okay, dude, I got it. Work for film school.
Are you any more excited about Supergirl?
No.
I'm not.
And it sucks because, like, I'm all in on this Momoa thing. I love him as Lobo, and I love the visuals of it. But I know it's going to suck.
Right.
Right. And then have you seen the reviews as far as, like, the expectations? They're like, hey, it turns out we expected to do 30% less than we thought it would. It's like, yeah?
Yeah, you don't say.
You don't say? Is that because it just keeps getting...
That's because people still have kind of a bad taste in their mouth with the fucking cornball Superman?
Dude, it was I've never hated a Superman movie more than
They
that.
even put Nathan Fillion in there, and it couldn't save it.
Yeah, and
You
that
know
guy's,
what I mean?
that guy's.
Who doesn't love that fucking
Everybody
dude?
loves that guy.
You know what I mean?
Everybody loves that guy.
Who would have? Man, they could have just made him the actual Green Lantern,
Right.
and people would have accepted it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they had him with a fucking white leather jacket and a bowl haircut, blonde hair.
So stupid.
You know what I mean?
And it was such a poor choice to do that. And then they realized then how the poor choices they've made with that Lantern show that they had to like. Did you see they pulled the trailer for like 4
did
weeks?
they?
And they were like, they took the trailer off of every single streaming service ever. And they were like, you know what? We got to work on some stuff.
Because nobody wants a True Detective Green Lantern show.
Nobody wants that.
You know what I mean?
Like,
it's
we're
kind of
gonna
like, hey, look, if
reshoot-
you're going to make a Green Lantern show, make a Green Lantern show.
But
Spend the money. You know
it
what I
goes
mean?
down to
Spend the
that,
money.
though. If you're gonna make the thing, make the thing. Don't.
It's kind of like
Madam Web it.
it's kind of like this. I always call it the Walking Dead effect, right? Where like the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead, you just had zombies coming out of fucking everywhere.
Dude, I love.
And
the
you
first
had
2
Greg
seasons.
Nicotero fucking making all these cool zombie effects and having all this cool shit, right?
Yeah.
And then so they started making a lot of ad money.
Mhm.
And then Chad, the fucking studio exec, goes, "Hey man, you know what? Maybe we dial down on the zombie stuff
What do you mean?
and focus on characters,
Why?
so our production cost goes down, and we keep more of the advertising money, right?" And then and then when we bring in the fucking Negan's group, how about we extend that far too long?
No.
And by the time you're kind of done with Negan, but you kill him, but then you bring him back, and now him and fucking what's her face are have their own series, and how that's getting a third. I hadn't even watched the first season.
Hey, you know, Chad, can you step out for a minute? We're gonna talk.
Yeah, let
Okay.
the grown-ups talk, Chad.
And then Chad leaves, and he goes, "Hey, we gotta fire."
yeah,
Chad,
we
right?
gotta fucking demote Chad.
He's on the board. His
Put him in the
dad's-
mailroom.
His dad's actually.
Yeah, his dad's our biggest shareholder. We got to keep
Okay,
his
but
dumb ass around. Keep
We
giving us
can't let
these
him have
idiotic
this,
ideas.
Idiotic. Hey, man, I knew, right? Because I dipped after, and I get that over time.
So
I've
I'm
seen
saying,
other
make a Green
seasons,
Lantern movie.
but-
Make a Green Lantern movie.
Right.
Don't fucking not have a huge budget
That's
because
the deal.
you don't want to take a gamble on it.
Well, stop. Like it's the same thing. There's also fatigue, but then there's like, hey, man, don't just shoehorn words into a Walking Dead show. And they're like, no, look, it's a prequel, it's a postquel, it's fucking Fear the Walk. It's like, you know what, man, I'm out.
Hey, look, I was
I
the
did.
biggest fan of Daryl Dixon,
Sure, me too.
but I wouldn't run in to watch his solo show,
I saw 2 episodes total.
right? Where
right.
he's in France. You know what I mean?
Bro, what are you doing?
Looking for what's her face.
It's like Highlander 1 is a great movie, and then Highlander 2, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then they kind of brought it back to reality. They were like, all right, sorry about that. We'll come back. And it's like, yeah, but what was that?
Hey, are we getting the Cavill Highlander this year?
I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. I saw they relegated Cavill's Voltron to Amazon. They said they weren't putting it out in the theater.
And you know, speaking of that, and this is kind of a caveat into like the last topic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Amazon
we're good at this.
Amazon is getting Voltron,
Right.
right? They kind of fucked up the Lord of the Rings that they had,
100%.
which you know is kind of if it's kind of becoming supervisor when somebody leaves and everything is running smoothly,
Right.
and then you do nothing right,
Right.
and then it all goes to shit,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I know there's not been any previous Voltron movies,
Right.
but understand if
It's
you're
a beloved property.
it's gonna be a massive movie.
Right.
If you're gonna try to bring Voltron to live action,
Right.
and for those of you, the 2 people who are maybe not old enough to know what Voltron is,
Right.
it was basically a cartoon in the 80s
Yep.
where these people drove spaceships that were like tigers.
Right.
And when they really needed to take on somebody, a big bad, they formed together into a giant
One
robot.
giant robot.
Right?
Right.
So how are you going to translate this into live action
Right.
if you're not just going to be loaded up with CGI?
Yeah, it's getting loaded up.
You know what I mean?
All the load.
And okay, Henry Cavill's involved. That's cool.
That's a
But
selling
Henry,
point.
he's going to have to be the one that says, "Hey man, we can't cheap out on this."
Right.
Stop spending
Yeah, it's
money.
like you did with The
hey,
Witcher.
hey, Bezos. Stop spending money on your dick rockets
Yeah.
and put it towards some
Dude.
fucking quality CGI to give us a really good Voltron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we need you to do.
Yeah, and also, right? Because you have SpaceX and Lockheed Martin trying to actually explore space, and then you have just like Bezos just being like, I don't know, I can make a rocket, and it blows up.
I can send my once hot wife who uglied herself by massive plastic surgery and a bunch of other women who nobody gives a shit about, and watch them act like they're jumping around on the moon when they barely get into when they barely get into space and come right back down. Right?
Yeah. Just to blowing money.
Yeah, blowing money.
And then he blows up half a city the other day. You know what I mean? It's like,
if you're gonna waste money, waste it on good CGI.
Yeah, waste
because if you give us a great, I mean, you look at Marvel, and look at Disney, right? They got ILM, they got the greatest, they got the greatest special effects house on the planet, right? So everything they do, whether it's Marvel or even when a Star Wars, any kind of property sucks,
it's still
ILM.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the effects are going to be fantastic. It's just that they can't, the directors or the producers put together something that doesn't work. But other than that, it's fucking looks amazing.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so if they're going to do Voltron, you can half-ass it.
No.
You know what I mean?
And that's your point there. They have proven both success and failure, but they've proven twice, right? Like the Reacher thing, right? That's a dominant show.
Yeah.
So you've proven that you can take this property and make it amazing. And then the Krasinski's thing,
Jack Ryan,
the Jack Ryan thing. It's like, hey man, that's had 40 movies that were all hits. And you could have fucked it, right? Especially putting the guy from The Office where we weren't really sure of him yet.
Right.
And then
but then we were.
Right.
Because he made a great Jack Ryan.
And you're all, oh, dude, you guys can totally pull this off.
But it wasn't just Krasinski. It was also as a supporting cast.
Yes.
Right.
But then you failed with Lord of the Rings. You're like, it's okay. You failed with Lord of the Rings, but you've shown you have the capability. So when they doubt themselves and they're like, nah, let's go ahead and put Voltron on the streamer. We'll go straight to,
Yeah, you can only watch it on Amazon Prime. Okay, well, you better not fuck it up. Because you fucked up Lord of the Rings. You fucked up a property that has a diehard fan base.
It's almost unfuckable. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we worked with a grown man that had like the Tower of Sauron Lego that he strapped into a car seat when he was moving houses. Right?
Yeah.
And then so you have the fan base, and then you fuck it up for 2 seasons.
Right.
Of this horse shit that. Look, and sometimes characters, when you have the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, you have a group of characters like Aragorn and Gimli and fucking the elf.
Yeah.
Everybody loved those characters. We loved them when they came back. When he was an elf, so for him to be in the Hobbit trilogy, which was great.
Right.
I loved all those movies. They were fantastic, right? And then they fucking sell over MGM, fucking Amazon buys MGM.
Right.
And then they get this series, and I'm thinking, fuck yeah. And then it's like, ugh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's also why I'm hesitant with them now that they're in charge of James Bond. It's like, hey, am I gonna have to deal with like M the series or Q the series?
Nobody wants that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have to deal with a fucking 005 series. It's like, no man. Hey, can we not? I don't want any horse shit.
Nah, man. Nobody wants any horse shit, dude. But give us something that we want.
You're talking, they can pretend, right? They can pretend they're not, but it's like, dude, this is the same studio that before ownership by Amazon that gave us Pennyworth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, dude. Somebody needs to be shutting these people down when they're like, hey, dude, what about 001?
Hey, man.
Nope.
If
we'll go back to the 1800s.
If I was. I was literally Nostradamus on this when I said that when WB, who gave us a lot of great series, you're a big fan of the Flash series, right? Green Arrow was a great series.
Loved that show.
Right? They did Batgirl, but that kind of fluttered out, right? Because Homegirl decided she didn't want to be an actress anymore. I got to work 12-hour days.
What?
You know, hey,
regularly?
Yeah. I got to do a whole week? Yeah. because we paid you a lot of money, and we can't take a year to make a 10-episode fucking series. You know what I'm saying?
She's like, oh, I didn't know.
Did your agents not explain this to you? You know what I mean? Fire your people. And so and then they had like Pennyworth, and then or what was that one that was on Fox?
The Gotham is what you were about to
Gotham,
say. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yes.
They had the OC dude in there, and then eventually, guess what? You got a young Bruce Wayne. Right. And I remember saying years ago that it's gonna be a time where we're gonna have a young Bruce Wayne in prep school solving crimes because everybody knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. Right? And then it's like, oh, hey, you know what we need? We need a little origin story for Alfred. Mm-hmm. No, we don't. Keep Alfred as Alfred.
The comic
keep him mysterious.
Right. Keep him mysterious. The comic book shop owner is getting his own show from Bang Bang.
Yeah, Stewart Saves the Universe. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, dude. And even if the trailer did look funny, it doesn't. That's not the point. The point is
sometimes you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice.
Stop.
You know what I mean?
Lightning doesn't. Sheldon, right?
Look, I didn't mind young Sheldon.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
And what's that other one? It's the parents.
You talking about the brother?
No. What's
talking
that
about
show
Mandy
called?
and Georgie?
Mandy and Georgie.
Right,
the brother. What it's called?
Yeah. Well, that has Georgie in it, the brother from young Sheldon. It has that blonde, super hot chick. Mm-hmm. Right, it's got Grandma back in there. That's fine. I don't care.
How many side?
It's got a Coach. That old man that was in Coach. He was in there.
Hey, how about didn't they try to do a fucking How I Met Your Mother spinoff that had one season on
Nobody
Hulu,
cares.
Nobody cared. Nobody's like, hey, dude, we didn't care how you met the other one.
Right.
What the fuck is it?
Because that was like it was a plot, but nobody cared about that as the show went on.
Right.
No, everybody cared about the relationships between all the characters.
Right. Yeah, it became a friends thing where you're like, hey, we're just here to watch these 6 people.
Look, they tried it with Joey.
Yeah.
And
they gave that fucking 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it still didn't go anywhere. Right.
Never
you know what
worked.
I mean, that dude made a lot of fucking money from it.
And it had Drea De Matteo, and I love her.
Oh, yeah.
Love her from The Sopranos. Love her in love her in anything. She went OnlyFans. That's great.
Okay.
Drea, thanks. But
I'm in.
I'm still not watching your crappy show, right?
So, speaking of Amazon.
Yes. Right. Here we go, baby.
Amazon has picked up another Momoa action comedy.
I like to call them Tamora Morrison vehicles, but sure.
And I know we've cracked on this before. As we're coming to a close on the
I can tell you
podcast.
The cast already.
We don't even need a fucking Variety to do an in-depth article about who's going to be in it. Yeah. If you're from New Zealand and you're Maori and you're kind of buff, guess what,
dude?
You're going to be in a fucking Jason Momoa movie, dude. And look, I'm here for it, right? It's kind of Momoa's doing a Sandler.
I can't stop. Yeah.
Momoa's doing a Sandler. It's like, hey, we're going to have David Spade, Rob Schneider, all those Kevin James. They're going to be, hey, man, it's Adam Sandler. He's going to make a Netflix movie. Guess who's going to be in it?
Nick Swarden's in there?
Yeah. We know who's going to be in a Sandler movie, right?
Yes.
And it's becoming the same way with a Momoa movie.
There he is.
Right?
Like, hey, who's this guy? It's like, oh, that's too... What?
I'll even hazard. I'll even go out on a limb and say, but Batista's going to show up.
Yeah, he'll just cameo it.
Yeah, he'll cameo at the end, maybe.
Dude, it's just becoming right. Like it and the wardrobe, him. Right.
Yeah.
The props, just his motorcycles. It's like
right.
Hey man, what year is it set in? It's like doesn't matter, right? We got one of. What's the plot? It's like I don't know, dude.
Momoa's like, hey man, don't worry, I got a motorcycle from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond.
I got this fucking future bike.
Yeah, whatever, you know what I mean. I'll just show up. Yeah, dude. He's gonna dwarf it, dude. He's gonna dwarf it.
It's becoming that.
Yeah,
he's becoming the dwarf it to where you're like. Oh,
he goes, you have any ideas for wardrobe, Jason? Look at what I'm wearing.
Right? Yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
He's got like a lion skin vest with some leather pants, and you're like, I don't even know how this works.
Are you take a picture of what I'm wearing during this meeting and just expound from there? You know what I mean?
You're not even wearing shoes, Jason.
It's like, hey man, you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll show
He'll
up.
he'll do the first act barefoot,
Right.
and nobody cares,
No.
right?
No,
Because
dude.
it's like right now, dude, we love Momoa,
Right.
right? If Momoa
He
wasn't
can't-
in that
can do
fucking
no wrong.
Fast and Furious, I don't think anybody would have really given a shit about it, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
but he was so out of pocket
Right.
and so out of bounds in his character
100%, dude.
that he totally saved that movie.
Saved that movie.
He rocked a franchise that The Rock had to come into to save.
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when they kind of did that too much, they
Yep.
had to bring in Momoa a new franchise, right?
Right. Yes.
And so, and apparently they love him at fucking Amazon.
Dude,
and
Amazon
MGM,
clearly loves him. They're
MGM
like,
and Amazon,
we're
they're
just-
fucking on the Momoa train. And
Dude.
hey, look, I watched that one with Batista.
Dude.
It wasn't bad.
No, it's
it was
so much fun.
It's fun. It's entertaining. Is it the
Put Morena Baccarin in it, and I'll watch it.
You sure?
This is a formula that I can go with.
For sure.
Right? Hey, what's
Especially,
she doing here? Okay.
here's the thing though, I love her in everything too.
Yeah.
I really love her when her tits are out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
And so if they could somehow work that into
could
this
work that
Momoa,
in, dude.
hey man, you got a fucking winner, dude. People are gonna be signing up for Amazon Prime just to check that out.
Momoa has taken on a version of, and I'm not saying it's the exact of, but it's a version of the Stamos thing, to where it's like Stamos could just show up in a yogurt commercial, right? Or he could show up in a real movie. No, but
Bread. He likes to sell bread and yogurt, dude.
right? And you know what? He just shows up, and you're like, "What the fuck? Stamos is here."
Hey, man.
And it's like I'm watching Kevin Hart roast the other day, right? Who's in the audience?
Fucking Stamos.
And even Shane Gillis calls it out. He's like, "What the fuck is John Stamos doing here?"
Yeah.
And then Stamos
Hey,
is
look,
like,
man. You
It's
know,
like, just being handsome, right?
right. That's
That's it. It's like, what are you doing here?
Hey,
It's like,
man.
I don't know. He showed up in Entourage, and it's like, what are you doing here? He's like, nah.
But
Stamos,
I don't know
baby.
if it's John's decision or his people. It's like,
Right.
hey man, we're not gonna inundate every fucking project, right?
Right.
We're gonna be choosy,
Yeah.
right? And you're just gonna show up out of
Show up,
nowhere,
dude.
and everybody at home is gonna have the same reaction. Yo, is that fucking Stamos?
Stamos is here. What do we do? Dude, Ryan, what's his name? Fucking Ryan Murphy did it. Where, like, you're watching one of his horror story type spinoffs, whatever the fuck that one was. And then, like, all of a sudden, Stamos shows up. And you're like,
Hey, you know what I'm waiting for?
is Stamos here? What?
I'm waiting for a Nolan movie, and have a Stamos
Oh, dude.
cameo in a
It'd be
Nolan
great.
movie,
It'd be the best.
bro. You talking about he would never, bro.
That'd be the best. Hey,
And
you
it'd
know
have
what?
to be some kind of off the wall. Like, I don't want him showing up in the fucking Odyssey.
Right.
No. Stamos, I hope he did a hard pass.
Right.
I know he probably didn't get offered, but if I would have been Stamos, I'd been like, I don't know if the Odyssey is kind of like my deal.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
even though he's Greek, he's
Right.
still not the right guy. Oddly
Exactly,
enough.
right?
It's like, dude,
exactly.
this is all about Greece.
when they were burning down fucking Nolan about not having Greeks playing Greeks in the Odyssey.
He's like, what are my options?
Right? It's like, well, I mean, fuck, we could get Stamos. It's like, look, man, it's like every big actor in Hollywood is like, it used to be Scorsese,
Right.
and it used to be Spielberg
Right.
before
yeah,
that.
You want to be in a Tarantino flick.
Everybody
right.
wants to be in these, legendary directors.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I put fucking Tarantino as a legendary director.
Right.
Go
Me
fuck
too.
yourself
Go
if
fuck
you don't
yourself.
like, right? And so they're like, yeah, I want to work with Scorsese, Tarantino, Spielberg, fucking Cameron.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you're gonna make $1 million. It could be the biggest
Right.
piece of shit. Make $100 million.
Right. But
Right.
but see, I mean, look, the jury's still out about Disclosure Day.
Right.
You
Dude,
know?
how's that possible? That's crazy.
I don't know if I've ever seen a trailer of a movie that made me question it more
I know, dude.
than that.
It's crazy. That movie should have just been a sells itself, and instead, hey, how about fucking just there you go, some Tubi shit over here, just starting its own movie.
And it has Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah,
And I couldn't tell you what fucking movie this
I don't
is.
know what this is, but it's happening.
Oh, I think I know that movie. But anyway. Right. But we need Stamos. It's kind of like, and I don't even know, because sometimes after a while, you'll have these like iconic characters and iconic actors, and hey, love it or hate it.
Right,
Stamos is iconic.
iconic as fuck.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And so having him show up as like a fucking Ted Bundy type serial killer,
dude,
they do it right, it'll be
Right.
fucking rad.
be rad.
And I can see that in like if you see fucking Stamos show up in a fucking Nolan movie, right?
Dude.
They had that fucking Josh and Drake kid show up in Oppenheimer.
There you go, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that Josh and Drake kid and Stamos did a thing together.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's the same weird. Hey man, it would
Nobody
be,
ever questioned Stamos' acting.
It
He's
would
always
be
been
the
a good actor.
One part of a Nolan movie that I actually understood. Okay, it'd be the first time in Nolan history.
You wouldn't need to understand it because you'd go, "Oh fuck, there's Stamos."
Hey, now this makes sense, right? Because if somebody could re-explain Inception,
You know how many fucking Inception was easier to understand than fucking Tenet.
okay, thank you. But also, what's that other one? The one that if somebody could explain fucking.
Oh, that Guy Pearce movie?
Oh no, I love that one. But
Memento?
Yes, Jesus Christ. No, which one's the fucking is Interstellar the one with a watch and the bookshelf?
Oh yeah, Evan McConaughey.
Okay, hey, anybody wants to explain that pile of confusion, fucking astrophysicism? I would really appreciate it because I saw fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson try to explain it to somebody the other day, and I was like, this guy could explain anything to anybody.
Yeah.
He's the best at
explaining theoretical physics,
infotainment or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Breaking down science for dummies like us.
It's why he's the person he is. It's why he's legendary with people because it's like regardless of how you feel about him, it's like this guy knows how to go. Oh, here's what physics are. Let me explain it to you, dumb guy. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
And he was trying to
not
explain
make me feel like a dumb shit either.
And I was like, hey, man, I think I understand it less. Because what the fuck?
It was wormholes and all this shit with black holes and all that shit.
And a watch, and I was like,
he was seeing a period,
bro,
in time that was in the past, but he was in the fucking future or whatever.
If Ron Howard's daughter would have just turned on a TV and like Stamos was there, I would have been like, hey man, all right, now man, what's happening?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, she's watching Full House. All right, I think I understand now. That would have sealed the fucking movie for her.
Yeah.
Instead, I left it with like, why is Anne Hathaway here?
Hey, and I know we're just kind of rambling at the end.
Where did Matt
here.
Damon come from?
Right.
I thought he was on Mars.
Daughter Bryce Dallas Howard, she's kind of like starting to, she's kind of making a name for herself as a director, like her old man.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And she's been on a lot of, they love her bringing her in to do Star Wars shit.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that.
And me too.
Right.
Because she fucking gets it. You know what I mean? And, maybe it was from hanging around with her old man on fucking Backdraft.
Yeah.
And seeing, hey, look.
Solo?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because, he got brought in later, which is funny, too, because, damn.
I know. Trust me.
Because, that went through two directors.
Right.
And then they bring out Ronnie Howard, and you can tell where it goes from this first guy to Ron Howard.
Right.
Because Ron Howard, like Spielberg, like Lucas, like Cameron, like any of these.
The reason Apollo 13 is amazing.
Big directors is they have a style.
Right.
And you can for sure put Ron Howard. I mean, he gave us a fucking, would you say Apollo 11?
Or Apollo, whatever it is.
You know what I mean?
Apollo, yeah.
It was that had Hank, Sinise, had a great cast, and it was a great movie.
Dude.
You know what I mean? But I give her kudos, man, because she's coming in. I mean, I don't know if she's done any full length projects like movies, but like she's been fucking rocking it on these short form like TV shows. Which I mean, if you're doing a hour long episode of a Star Wars show, it's an hour long movie.
It's a movie
because it's not like I said. Look.
Yeah, it's not a 17-minute episode of Friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because you're gonna have the money's gonna be there, the effects are gonna be there. You can, you can do a lot of shit when you have that kind of, when you have ILM and you have Disney money behind you. You can do a lot of cool shit. Yeah. And it just goes to show, like, man, just imagine what the Acolyte might have been with Bryce Dallas Howard instead of what's her face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could have been a totally different movie. Speaking of totally different, that horse shit.
I don't even want to give them the views because I don't want somebody getting some streaming money from that shit.
You don't want Miles Teller getting
Yeah.
any money from fucking that abomination
God
of
damn, dude.
Fantastic
I don't need
Four.
that. I don't need him getting a royalty check being like, wow, somebody watched it.
Yeah. It's not like how you're glazing Leto by just letting Tron.
Hey, dude.
Tron
Playing somewhere right now.
Legacy. What was it called? The third one.
Aries.
Hey, look.
Yeah,
for the record,
it's secretly on that TV.
You don't have the TV on. You just have it like running on the laptop. Hey, look. Tron,
Fun
Ares.
movie, man.
It's a great movie.
I don't care. I don't understand what happened, but it's very cool.
Again, I'm not shitting on Leto. I'm just saying maybe if they had I don't know. Imagine Tron Ares with fucking Alan Ritchson.
Right. Yeah.
As fucking Ares.
Right.
It's
That
like
would've been cool.
You want a ghostly looking dude with long hair being named after the god of war,
Right.
or do you want fucking jacked, juiced Reacher playing Ares? Right. You know what I mean?
And maybe that's where they went wrong. You know.
But that's the thing. It's like that movie wouldn't get made unless it had a super big name.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And love him or hate
Garrett
him.
Hedlund isn't gonna sell a movie, and I love Garrett Hedlund.
Hey, look,
I really do.
He's great in that fucking Stallone series on Paramount.
The shit.
You know what I mean?
He's the selling point. It's like him and the black guy.
Yeah.
They fucking make that.
I mean, because Stallone is gonna be Stallone.
Right. But man, that like snarky black guy, it's like he's the best. And then fucking Garrett Hedlund just dominates the scene after scene. But he's not selling, and don't get me wrong, I watch Tron Legacy way too often.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of my favorite all-time movies. But Garrett Hedlund isn't the name that's going to make a bajillion. Then they can't.
So
they don't
Warner
have an
Brothers like,
investment.
hey, we want to make another Tron movie, but we need a huge actor, right? Hedlund's not going to be.
And then Leto pops up and he's like, I love Tron. I will fund half the movie. And my buddy Trent Reznor will soundtrack.
That guy, look, these guys are not using their money, dude.
We're almost done. You're good. All right.
And but yeah, we'll see how we like this last Momoa movie. See how we don't need to know who's in it. We know who's in it.
Hold on 1 second.
And we're gonna bring this episode to an end.
Yep. Watch this. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna play the last song or the little clip, and then we'll fade out.
No, I want to say something.
Oh, what?
And we got a special appearance by John's son Lincoln. You're live, buddy. What do you have to say?
I'm a bee.
Well, I don't think we can end it any better than that.
Thanks, folks.
We'll see you next time.